You can have all the money in the world, but a fit body, a calm mind, and a house full of love, these things cannot be bought. They must be earned. And in this video, we are going to be talking about the things that are intangible, the things that make you a goddamn man. And the big question is, what are they? I believe this picture is of Zendaya. I just put this up to put a beautiful face up there so we can just raise the testosterone up in here real quick. All right? So thank me later. She's very beautiful, and yeah, just bless us all with a little testosterone. Cool. Who's this video for? If you are a man that wants to actualize his greatest potential, you know you are destined for fucking greatness, and you're just here to do great things in the world. You are here to be the best version of yourself. Well, this video is for you. And if you're short and lack confidence, like I used to be, I'm 5'7" and I'm Asian. And trust me when I say, I've heard all the Asian jokes about having a little dick, and I'm actually 5'6.5". I just add the 5'7" there to make myself feel a little better. But if you're short and you lack confidence, well, we're gonna help you out here. And man, if you're just tired of being fucking single, if you're tired of being single, if you're tired of being a virgin, we're gonna help you out. And if you want a high quality partner, like a woman that is really just going to change your life, not just a woman to sleep with, not just a woman to hang out with and waste time and go on dates with. That's not what we're aiming here for. We're aiming to have a high quality woman in your life that could actually propel you to levels of your human existence that you can't even comprehend. Because what distinguishes a normal woman and a high quality woman, one of the big things is her capacity for love. It's how big her heart is, not just for you, but for the world. So if you want this amazing love in your life that words can't even describe what this will do for a man, but I'm here to help you achieve it. So why listen to me? Well, I've had many relationships. I'm 33 years old now, and I've met a lot of women in my life. In this photo, well, this is a Mexican woman that barely even spoke English. This is a Colombian woman that didn't even speak English. And this is another beautiful Colombian woman. She's actually the same woman. And she didn't speak any English. And here, this is a photo of me and my current girlfriend. And I just want to share with you that it's not about how many women you have in your life. It's about the quality of the woman that you have in your life. I would say all of these women, they added a lot of joy, peace, happiness, and love into my life. And that really propelled me to want to be a better man myself, especially the woman that I currently have in my life now. So if you want that in your life, continue listening and watching. All right, what will you get out of this video? Well, you're gonna learn what actually attracts women. You're gonna break through any limiting beliefs that if you're short, if you're, you have anything in your mind that's holding you back, that you can't have a high quality, beautiful, feminine, sexy woman in your life. Well, we're gonna break through that. And we're gonna give you some actionable steps for you to level up your attraction. And bonus, if you stay till the end, well, you get a bonus. All right, well, the first thing is confidence. And it's something that is so intangible that women just feel the moment you walk in a room. And it's the way you hold eye contact with them. And essentially what it is big dick energy, right? Like, can she feel Like you're gonna rock her world. Can she feel that being with you, she feels safe? She feels like she's gonna be on a journey of excitement, of emotions, of a ride that's basically gonna give her, wet dreams. And first of all, this comes from realizing that and believing that you are the fucking shit. Like, you are the shit. And if you don't believe that, no one's going to believe it for you. That's the first and foremost. You have to believe that you are the greatest human that ever existed. And if you don't, you're going to work towards it. But that's where the premise of all this starts. Like, you are the shit. You are 1 in 400 million chances, trillion chances of being born. That's extraordinary. So just keep that in mind every time you feel down on yourself. Like, you are 1 in 400 trillion. And whenever you feel down about yourself, just think about that. Think about how amazing that is. And from there, it's about trusting yourself, right? If you can't trust yourself, this is where a lot of confidence comes from. It's that you can trust in yourself to handle any task that comes your way, to handle danger, to handle anything that life throws your way. You're going to be able to handle it. Because if you can't handle it and you can't trust yourself to handle it, how can a woman trust you? And this comes from loving yourself. Loving every aspect of yourself, the good and the bad, right? And if you have aspects of yourself that need work, well then work on them. But it also comes from the acceptance that you're not perfect. No one's perfect. We're here to grow, to have a full life experience, to ride all of the emotions of life and just take it as it comes, right? When you just let life come to you and you basically like, hey, life, come this way. I'm ready for you. That is confidence. I can handle anything that comes my way. And because the reason why I can do that is because I know God's with me. I know the universe is with me, right? What can I do without God, or with God, I mean? And to strengthen that confidence in yourself, you go through a personal growth with self-development, with reading, with training, with working out, with doing the hard shit that no one wants to do, right? The reason why a lot of people feel so that they lack confidence is because they don't actually do hard shit. They take the easy route. And when you take the easy route, you have a hard life. But when you consistently do the hard shit that no one else wants to do, you will get the life that no one has, right? And that's where the confidence comes from. This is a big one. Health and fitness. I used to take this as a given because for most of my life, I've thought I took care of my health and I've stayed relatively fit. There was periods where, of course, I was not as healthy and fit as I thought I was. But you want to keep your level of health and fitness to something that you can be proud of, something that you can be proud of, something that will instill in your woman's mind that it's okay to mate with this person, because that's how women choose men, based on who they could potentially mate with, whether they want to say it or not, whether they want to, whether they actually know it or not. It's innate with them, right? It's part of their DNA to find a man that's going to give them the best possible mating chances that she can possibly find. And the more you take care of your health, look healthier, more fit, look sexier, it's going to trigger something in her mind that's going to be like, damn, that's the man I want. to impregnate me. That's essentially what that's essentially what's going on in their mind when they have sex with you. It's like, damn, I want that man to impregnate me. Right? Another benefit of fitness and health is to be able to protect her. In her mind, despite if you live in the first world country where most things are very safe, in the back of her mind, she's like, can this man protect me? That is a big thing going on in the back of her subconscious mind. Another thing about health is, man, it improves your sex life. Like, you can just go for hours. Imagine if it's the first time you're sleeping with a woman and you go for 3, 4, 5 hours and you just don't bust a nut and she just orgasms 3 times. Just imagine the type of dopamine and oxytocin that's going on in her brain. Like, she's just having this immense amount of pleasure by being with you. And that comes from, a part of it is fitness. And the last thing, it's just a reflection of you and how much you love yourself. When you take care of your health, it shows her that I love myself, right? And what it does for her is like, oh, holy shit, he really loves himself. That's how he's going to treat me. Because a woman is just a reflection of you, right? And you can't expect to attract a sexy ass woman if you aren't sexy and if you aren't taking care of your health. Of course, you can't change the way that you look. Like, look at me. I'm like a fucking 6, right? But it doesn't detract from everything else that I have going on in my life. And a lot of it is just the big dick energy, right? It's the confidence that you are the shit. And that's where it starts. Courage. This is a big one. Do you have the balls to face your fears? Right? Like, everyone has dreams. Everyone has this vision of, wow, life could be so great if I did this. And then the task comes to hand, and then you have fears come up. And the man that she wants in her life, despite the fears, is going to take action. It's going to do the shit that no one else wants to do to get the life that you want in the life that you want, right? That also comes with discipline and basically confidence, right? Like, when you have this immense amount of confidence in yourself, there's nothing that can stop you. And that is what breaks through courage. But also, it's like, fears do come up, but aren't you curious, like, what's on the other side of fear? If you just break through this, aren't you curious, like, who you can become or who you actually are? Another thing about courage is, will you be the type of man that jumps in front of danger for your woman and remove the danger, right? If something happens in public, are you going to be like, is your initial instinct to go fucking handle that threat? If that's not you, then you don't deserve to be with a woman, right? You got to have the balls to take action. You got to have the balls to do what's right. And you got to have the balls to protect your woman, to protect the people in this world, because that's why you were born, as a man. And the last thing is, are you courageous enough to tell the truth no matter how ashamed you are of it? This is a big one. Listen, I'm going to be straight up with you. This was one of the biggest learning lessons of the week. I had to be truthful with my woman about something that I lied to her about twice. And it destroyed me. It really hurt me so much because I was just really ashamed, and I wasn't man enough to face the consequences of the shame that I felt. And I wasn't man enough to basically tell her the truth in her face twice. And after talking about this with her, she was more hurt about the fact that I didn't trust in her to handle the situation maturely than the situation itself, right? And that's the thing about having a really great relationship, is that you trust each other. We spoke about this, right? Intimacy isn't about sex and connection. That's part of it. But intimacy, true intimacy, is about trusting your partner with everything. All right, the next one is strength. Physical strength. That's a very obvious one. Excuse me. This is a very obvious one. Are you physically strong enough to handle whatever comes your way? Whether it's carrying 10 bags of groceries, whether it's doing something around the house, whether it's, carrying the bags when you're going out hiking, or carrying your woman when you're having sex with her, right? That's just all comes into physical strength. But the other ones that most people don't talk about, the less obvious one, is mental strength. Mental strength is, no matter what is happening in your life, are you mentally prepared to get through it? With your woman, without your woman? When something happens in your life, do you go and cry to her about it? Do you complain about it? Do you bitch and moan about it? Or do you come up with a solution? That's mental strength. Spiritual strength. This is a beautiful one. The most wholesome, loving, spiritual women in this world, they want you to have a relationship with God. And they want you to have this feeling that you are part of something bigger in the world, right? That you're not just here to eat, sleep, have sex, and take a shit, right? That's part of life, yeah. But the bigger part of life is recognizing the spirituality, recognizing the oneness of all of this, recognizing that you are just this speck in this massive world, and you are here to make a big difference in this world, whether you know it or not, but we are here to help you do that. And emotional intelligence. This is basically, she's going to shit test you from the moment she meets you until the day that you die. A woman is going to shit test you. She's going to test how you handle things emotionally, because the feminine energy is the change in the world. It's nature, it's emotions, it's movement, it's change. And a lot of men, I hope that's not you, is that when change happens, when this emotion happens, they freak the fuck out, right? Are you the type of man that is going to stay solid no matter what? Are you going to be grounded in your position, in your decisions, no matter what? And don't get me wrong, there's moments when I fail at this too, right? But it's more so about having the 80% to 80+% to stay in your masculine frame and to be the rock. Basically, you be the rock in the relationship. That's what she's looking for. Mastery. Environmental mastery. This I would classify as basically your ability to adapt. And that goes in line with change, right? Change is always going to happen. That's the only constant in this world, is change. And your ability to adapt to your environment around you is going to be very important. And can you basically handle it with ease? That's something that she's going to test you on. And that's what she's going to feel as well. Skill mastery. What are you becoming a world-class master at, right? This could be your job, your work. For Kobe Bryant, it's basketball. For Michael Jordan, it's basketball. Um, right? It's like you want to pick something that you're gonna be the fucking best at. The next one is mental mastery. Mental mastery is basically, again, when life hits you with all the obstacles, right? Like, there's so many things that happen on a day-to-day basis that challenge you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And the mastery of it is all basically to trust in yourself, that you can handle anything that comes your way for you and your woman, because God is with you. And that's the trust in yourself. Integrity. Do you embody truth? Are you living in integrity every day with your morals, your values, with your authenticity? Like, are you an authentic person to yourself? Or are you just trying to be someone else just so that people can like you, right? This happens a lot, and this is a very, I wouldn't even call it a feminine trait. I would just call it not being authentic, because you care so much about what other people think about you, because likely you want love, right? And the integrity of that is that you have to learn how to love yourself, right? The relationship that you have with yourself, the relationship that you have with God, and the relationship that you have with the universe is going to give you this self-love and self-acceptance so that you can just be you, right? There's no one else that can be you. And the harder that you try to be someone else and be someone to be loved, it's very draining. It just takes so much energy to not be truthful, to lie, and to keep up this facade just so that other people can like you. And the truth is, just be yourself. People are going to like you, right? That's it. And the last thing is, will you stand up for what's right? This is a very masculine trait, right? Like, a few months ago, I was at a poker table, and I remember the guy that was sitting across from me. He was just being so pissy, and like, basically anytime he would lose a hand, he would just stare at the dealer and make her feel very uncomfortable, and basically like mumble under his breath some cuss words in whatever language he was speaking. And after a few times, I was like, yo, please stop making her feel uncomfortable. And we actually got into this minor altercation, but I was the one that was like, I took a stand. I was like, yo, you're making this woman feel very uncomfortable. You need to stop this, because it's not cool and it's not good for the energy of the table. And then the guy on my right was like, yeah. And, you know, sometimes it just takes someone else to stand up for what's right so that other people can join and be like, yeah, I believe in that too, basically, right? So will you stand up for what's right? And that comes with integrity, courage, knowing your values, and knowing your morals. And purpose. This is a very, very big one. Let me share with you a quick story about how I wasted the last 10 years of my life because of money. I was chasing money, and also fun, right? Like, I had so much fun making money, playing poker, and this wild ride because I didn't have any responsibility. And of course, that was mostly in my 20s, but now that I realize, it's because I was lacking purpose. I was lacking this connection with the universe and with God, that I was just like making money and having fun. And I realized one day, if I continue doing this, by the time that I die, would this be the life that I want to be remembered for? As a poker player? And I was like, holy shit. No. I want to be remembered for someone that's going to help humanity become a better place, move humanity forward with all that I'm here to do, basically to help you and as many men, women as possible become the best version of themselves. Because by the end of, by the time that I die, if I help hundreds and thousands of people become the best version of themselves, that's going to be a better life story than it would be to, oh yeah, I made millions of dollars playing poker. Yeah, so what? You made no impact in the world, right? So this is a big thing about responsibility and masculinity. Damn, I should have just pulled up that quote. But basically, let me just pull it up real quick. All right, maybe not. Maybe I can remember it. With greater awareness of who you need to become comes a greater responsibility for you to be that person. I'm going to say it again. With greater awareness of who you need to become comes a greater responsibility for you to become that person. And that's what I've been missing most of my life. I've just wasn't very, I didn't feel the need to be responsible because I didn't want all that responsibility on me to level up. And it's a shame because when you do get closer to your purpose and find out what that is, it really just gives you this immense amount of energy to fucking chase it, to really actualize your greatest potential. And then you just become on this mission. And that's what women feel is that energy, that basically that's what they want to penetrate them, right? It's like, you go out into the world and you're purposeful, you're driven, you just make a real big impact in the world. And you come back home by the end of the day, accomplishing everything that you've done, and now you go into your woman's arms. And now you penetrate her with that force, that love, that energy that you've built up throughout the day. Beautiful. What do you do for work? Again, this is something that I had to ask myself. By the time that I die, would my life have mattered? And that's a big question I've always asked myself. By the time that I die, would my life have mattered? Right? And if it doesn't, that's a shame. That's a shame that you can spend 80 to 100 years on this beautiful earth and you wouldn't have made a difference. Sad. Anyways, does your work make an impact in the world? This is the same thing. Or is it just merely a way of making money? All right. I think I've covered this enough. Basically, it's on you to question yourself, the time that I spend each day, is it helping humanity move forward or not? That's how you will come closer to your purpose. And presence. I believe this is the last thing, because this is something that I've learned is so important to a high quality woman, is presence, right? I don't want to talk too poorly on, because it's hard. I can't generalize. I don't know what other men live like, but what I do know is when you're constantly on your phone, when you're constantly thinking about other things, when you're constantly thinking about sex, when you're constantly thinking about other women, when you're constantly thinking about all the shit that's going on except about being in the present moment with yourself and your woman, that is the biggest turnoff ever for her, right? It's basically, it's telling her, I don't care that much about you. I care more about my phone. Instead of looking you in the eyes, giving you my undivided attention, and hearing and listening to what you have to express to me, right? That's what being fully present is. And And the last thing is, this one is huge. Are you present when you're making love to your woman? Are you feeling every ounce of love that's flowing through both of your bodies? Or are you merely just having sex with her? Right? There's a big difference. All right, bonus. I hope you like the pink. All right, the bonus is basically, if you made it to the end of this video, congrats. You have a 30-minute attention span, which probably 99% of humans don't have. And for that, I'm going to help the first 10 people as much as I possibly can with health, fitness, diet, and anything that is regarding self-improvement and attracting a high-quality partner. So if you want to book a call with me and ask me anything, I'm going to leave the link in the comment section below. And what's next? Book your free call. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this if you've felt like it helped you. And join my free self community below in the comment section. And thanks a lot.